Welcome, family. Welcome. Peace, Islam, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Hotep, Irie. Welcome to the new year. The new year is in play right now. The new year, the new spring season, everything is in play right now. I hope everybody's doing well in this new beginning season. I hope everybody's doing well. Let me put on my blue blockers. There you go. The blue blockers got to be on. Put these blue blockers on to protect my eyes from the energy of the computer. All right. So, how you feeling? How's everybody feeling? Can you hear me? Can you hear me clearly? If you could hear me clearly, please put the number 1 in the chat. If you could hear me clearly. Today's lesson is make yourself great and by making others greater. Inspired by the beautiful legend herself, the one, the only Felicia Rashad. That's right. The one, the only Felicia Rashad inspired this while I was watching her on a podcast on The Breakfast Club. Make yourself great by making others greater. And I believe this is what this channel strives or thrives to do. Make others great. Making myself great by making others greater, because it's all about reciprocation. It's all about reciprocal energy and working with other people as much as they can. And if I can use my abilities to guide people through numerovation, that is what I will do. And if you are able to hear me, enough respect to all of you, please put the number 1 in the chat if you could hear me. Because this is the ministry of numerovation, recognizing divine digital codes as a guide. Realizing that these divine digital codes are not here to control you. They're here to guide you. They're here to alert you. They're here to awaken you, or sometimes explode the DNA inside of you to move forward, and your RNA to move forward, to be your best, to carry out your mission, so to speak. I've been awakened to different levels on multiple occasions, and I am honored to be here amongst my brothers and sisters out here on the streets, on these universal streets, on these mathematical streets, on this spiritual street, on this physical street. Just reminding that my program strives to be a solution-orientated program. Anything that I produce, any music that I produce, I want to be the solution in any way I can. Big up to everybody that's in here that I'm seeing, and respect to Holly Hemmett in the building, supporter. Love Lifted Me Poetry, supporter, and also Linda Jenkins, a supporter on YouTube. And big up to and large up to everybody like Window in the building, Carol in the building, 340 Worldwide in the building on Instagram, The Real 110, Jiggy in the building. Make yourself great by making others greater. And there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't take anything away from you to make yourself great by making your children greater than you, or making your friends greater than you, or making someone that you care about, your students, if that's what you have, greater than you. If you're a teacher of any kind, your job not only makes you great at why you're positioned to be in front of those students, but you're helping by making others great. And I feel that teachers have gotten a bad rap. They're underpaid, because everybody that you have ever heard of that is great in some way in history, in herstory, had a teacher. And those that have become greater because of those teachers, beyond the teacher itself, or beyond the lessons that they've had themselves, they are teaching others and usually still have people that will guide them and teach them. So, family, welcome to the ministry of Numerovation, recognizing divine digital codes as a guide. And again, I say numbers came here and these divine digital codes came to guide us, not take us away from what you're doing, but to make you better. And I pray that whatever you're doing, become better, become great, and make others along the way greater, because the more you help others to become greater, you will also become greater. And these are two words that I'm going to focus on, the word great and greater. And please, family, if what I do means anything to you, please spread love via Super Chat, Super Stickers, PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, at using the email, of course. And I also have a family cash app produced by my son, Shia Allah. So when you see his name, it's a company called Shia Allah LLC. That's and him and of course he's a single dad doing his thing, working it out and with the child's mother. And I'm glad that they're working it out in their way. They take the child for this amount of weeks. I love it. I love seeing that, because my children that have children are doing better than what I did. And I've admitted that before. While chasing entertainment and all this type of stuff, I kind of neglected my duties as a father, and but I've always still been in and out, especially the boys. With the girls, I try to keep that connection, but girls will be girls, and sometimes you're gonna force yourself on people. You let them be. But my job as a numerovator is to help not only myself through what I've learned and what I continue to study on my own, and studying other people and studying patterns, cycles, and sequences throughout life of not just myself, but through my children, my family, and all that, and recognizing that they all have numbers that they are connected to that can help me and alert me on what they are going through, even if I'm not around them, even if they don't talk to me every day or every month or every year, even if they don't talk to me for a long period of time. I can look at the energy of the numbers around them to find out or get a bird's eye view of what could be happening, both positive and negative, around them. Until they're ready to talk, they might be talking to somebody else. They may talk to they may have a therapist. Beautiful. But that's the importance of these recognizing divine digital codes, because numbers wasn't invented. And a lot of people with their arrogance think that numbers are invented, because patterns, cycles, and sequences have been around, and they came with us, but we had to recognize their use. So let's say that we were all manifested together, but the use of patterns, cycles, and sequences existed long before the energy of human became a living soul. But let's say we all came together because we came down the spiraling of the womb. We ejaculated through the spiraling of the ejaculation through man's penis and through the spiraling of the womb of woman. We all came through, and those spirals has mathematical connections, whether you want to believe it or not. And I tell my clients, numbers don't care if they believe it, if you believe in them. They work behind the scenes, whether you believe them or not. And when you say numbers don't lie, and many of us like to say that stuff, numbers don't lie, numbers don't lie. Okay, great. And there's an origin of that saying, where it came from. Numbers don't lie. You can look it up yourself. So when I heard our dear sister, Felicia Rashad, on the Breakfast Club, and shout out to the Breakfast Club. for showing her that respect. Not dealing with the drama of Bill Cosby, not going down that road, none of that. They gave her respect. Phylicia Rashad, born June the 19th, and she deserves this respect. Married probably 3 to 4 times, and she deserved the respect. I remember Baba Heru. Saying in a class, and it was repeated. I wasn't there at the class, but it was repeated to an audience. And Baba Heru said something about Elizabeth Taylor. That's very powerful. As we all know, Elizabeth Taylor has been married numerous times. And as they was joking around, those that was in that class, as they was joking around about Elizabeth Taylor having so many husbands, Baba Heru had to settle the class and say, at least she got married those multiple times without just sleeping around with a whole bunch of men. She chose to get married. And that was the respect. That was a respectful move to allow a person to marry you, or men deemed her so important that she got married 8 or more times. I believe it's 8 times. Elizabeth Taylor and Baba Heru, and rest in peace to his brother who just transitioned. Baba Heru's brother just transitioned the other day, Baba Payor. I met him. I've known him for many years, and I gave him a book before last time I seen him. But Elizabeth Taylor, I never looked up her birthday. Let me look up her birthday right now. Elizabeth Taylor, there she is. Elizabeth Taylor was born February 27th. So her born day just passed. And being born under that 27, you got to remember 27 in compound numerology is a powerful number of insight, but also a powerful number of creativity and productivity. Of course, everybody says she was married several times and multiple times. And in her young age, she was very, very attractive woman. Let me not say that she wasn't attractive. Very attractive woman, especially in her young age. So I'm not surprised that men would try to marry her off. I'm not surprised that men would marry her. Not surprised at all. Enough respect to Elizabeth Taylor's family and her and anyone else, and if she still has any children or whatever. But women, and I'm speaking to the women, and I'm speaking to men, and I'm speaking to myself, because I've got married 3 times. And yes, I probably would do it again, not the same way, probably from an indigenous or African way. I'll probably do it one more time to have this life partner out all the way until I transition. If that's in the stars and the numbers, or if the creator allows. However, I'm talking to women because if various men are willing to sleep with you, then they must be willing to also marry you. And marriage doesn't have to be what we call traditional marriage that this society has set up. Marriage was also a means of just writing in the Bible and signing to y'all, both y'all, or writing in the Quran and signing. But now people have ceremonies, which is all right because it's a ceremony of bonding. And I know I've been through it 3 times, and I've learned in the 3 times that I've gotten married, Islamically, legally, Islamically again, because Islamically is legal, and all of my marriage was all Muslim women. All of them were Muslim women. I haven't married outside of Islam yet. I've had children outside of Islam, outside of those marriages, but I've not had anybody that I've married, and I choose not to go down the religious route again, or deal with women that has too much religion in them. I'd rather them be more spiritual and balanced, because this is also a part of when you make yourself great by making others greater. Because when you do marry a woman, or a woman marry a man, that is one of the ways that we make each other greater. That's why in the scripture it says that a man should cleave unto the woman and become one. And then that woman or that man and that woman will become a help meet. It's not just about the women helping man to meet his potential, but it's also about the man helping the woman to meet her potential. That is our gift. That is our jobs. That is our experience we're supposed to have according to their scripture. Now they say a woman is supposed to be a help meet, and they spell the meat M-E-A-T. I don't know what that translation was all about, because I know meat M-E-A-T is like a side of beef and a piece of rib. And I know in the Hebrew community, they call their woman ribs, or certain Hebrew community, they call their woman a rib, because according to the scriptures, that's where woman came from. Okay. Hey, whatever works. I'm with it. You know, if you like it, I love it. You know what I'm saying? If you like it, I love it. You know what I'm saying? If you like it, I love it. I got that. Big up to Captain Tazariak on Brother Rich's show, who spoke about that, the rib. And when I break down the number of the rib, calling your wisdom the rib, in the Pythagorean system, the word rib adds up to a master number, adds up to a master number potential of the number 20. Rib, R-I-B, adds up to a 20. And 20 in numerology adds up to a number 2, and 2 is the feminine aspect. So the word rib, mathematically, from the Pythagorean system, adds up to the number 20. And remember, the number 20 is the number of insight, intuition, but awakening, discernment, some great purpose. So the person that is considered a rib in the Hebrew teachings, if your woman is a rib, they are the ones that help you to awaken to some great purpose, as well as them awakening to some great purposes. And they came to bring balance to your life. I'm talking to the women that consider themselves to be a rib in according to biblical study, because they said women came from the rib. That's their study. In the Chaldean system, the oldest of the two systems, the word rib, 2 plus 1 plus 2 equals the number 5. I didn't even put it on the board. It's just right now, it's in my head. Equals the number 5. 5 in numerology is known as a masculine number with feminine flow lines. But 5 is the number of freedom and adaptability and the need to grow while being free and adaptable. So if the man in a Hebrew marriage is supposed to make himself great, because that helpmate or helpmeet is supposed to help him meet his potential, and you're not allowing her to free up herself and help herself to meet her potential, then it will become disastrous, because the word disaster adds up to a number 5, and the word rib adds up to a number 5. And if that woman is not allowing herself to shine her light in that community, then it will become a disastrous relationship. Because, again, in the Chaldean, the word rib adds up to a number 5, and in the Pythagorean, it adds up to a 20, and in compound numerology, the number 20 is the number of awakening to some new purpose. So as a rib, women known as a rib, according to the Bible, are supposed to help awakening to new purpose, new goals, balance, healing, compassion. They're supposed to bring compassion, because 2 plus 0 equals 2, and 2 is the number of compassion. But yet they always have to be flexible and have to be willing to expand and grow in their own way as women. So you can't take that away from them, not in this realm. Again, I'm just dealing with numbers. I'm just dealing with the numbers, recognizing divine digital codes as a guide for you sisters in religion. You're not just supposed to be subservient to man, but man is supposed to be subservient to you, because a man who truly loves and care for you would be subservient in his own way, whether it's through protection or paying for all the bills or paying for whatever or doing whatever. That's what we as man are supposed to do. However, like Dr. Valentine used to say, man and woman is not a job description. And remember, Dr. Valentine will be on Brother Rich's show tonight on Black Magic at 9:00. I'll be in the chat alerting for trolls, but also sharing his details. Dr. Valentine used to say, man and woman is an experience, not a job description. And I want all you young people to recognize that. Man and woman is an experience. You came through your mother and father to experience what we call earth and life. Now, what they have set up when we got here, we don't know if it's legit or not. But if you go back into time and go back eons, you'll see that they had two governments. They had a spiritual and a physical government. Men was given the power to rule the physical government, and women was ruling the spiritual government. That's why man had to go and consult woman to find out if they should do this or if they should do a war, if they should go into fighting with this other tribe or what. They had to consult. The movies, they show you this in movies like 300, where the man had to climb up the mountain. Climbing up the mountain is like climbing up a spinal cord. Going up to the mind or going up to the heart, which is the intuitive faculty of who we are. And he had to consult the woman that was doing the mystical dances on the mountain while being overseen by demon-like figures. That movie 300 is powerful. That's why I tell people, study. Movies are not just for entertainment, especially if it's a big budget film. So make yourself great by making others great shows that there's a balance between male and female, and why we both should make each other great so we can make others greater. When man and woman become great together, whether in marriage or in some type of partnership, then they can make their family greater. They can make their community greater. They can make their neighborhood greater. They can make their nation greater together, because the yin and the yang always are working in complement, not opposition. That's why I love what Sister Myra Mars says, that she doesn't bear witness to the 12 sign zodiac. She says it's 6, because the other opposing or complementary signs are complementing each other, not fighting each other, not opposing. Opposition was created by this European society. It's an opposite. Aquarius is opposite to Leo. Pisces is opposite to this. And Cancer is opposite to Capricorn. No, they're supposed to complement each other. And in their complementing of each other, that's where balance rules. And that's where the greatness will strive to be at its highest. Can I get an amen or a woman in the chat if you understand and understand? Because this is an early afternoon broadcast, early afternoon. Good afternoon, family. Welcome to the Ministry of Numerovation, recognizing divine digital codes as a guide. Can I have an amen or a woman in the chat, or both of them? Man, numbers are powerful if you recognize it, if you understand and understand it. So I am thankful to the Breakfast Club for bringing on Felicia Rashad to express that Gemini #1 energy, because she's born June the 19th. And remember, 19 is the number of the sun according to tarot, and it shines light onto things. It shines light onto people. It makes other people greater because it represents the sun. The number 19 represents the sun, according to tarot, and it brings out things out of people. That sun energy. So big up to Felicia Rashad, who did a wonderful job. You had to turn up the volume on your TV to listen because she spoke so elegantly and so serene and so poised. Oh, it was a powerful, powerful. And again, the Breakfast Club did not do anything disrespectful. And I know he wouldn't have done that. I know Charlemagne really respects people like her. He ain't doing all of that. And I'm glad that people like Jess Hilarious and Miss LaRosa was able to drop the knowledge and help pull some questions out of her about her childhood. And as much as women nowadays like to pull out the father figure, I'm glad Charlemagne said, what about your daddy? Because he's a father of 4 beautiful daughters. What about your daddy? And she said, she started crying. My daddy was a handsome man. And you know, I just love, because I'm starting to tear up myself because I'm thinking about that. Wow, that's so powerful that she, you know, that he did this and did that. She spoke about her father to the point that when he transitioned, there was a long line up the block and around the corner for his funeral. Our man and our woman, showing the balance. And she spoke about the strength of her mother. There's nothing like the duality of the yin and the yang complementing each other instead of being what they're doing in this society and pulling us away from each other. It's nothing like it. When man and woman, when the masculine, divine feminine can come together, we produce great things. But also we can produce poisons if we're not mentally together also. So we're going to go to the lessons real quick. And then we're going to jump between the lessons and the board, if you don't mind. We're going to jump between the lessons and the board. Is everybody all right? I sound like Bobby Hemmett out here. Is everybody all right? Is everybody all right? Is everybody all right? Because I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling good. Oh, thank you for asking, whoever asked in the chat how I'm feeling. I'm feeling good. I feel good. I feel good all over. Pick up to Stephanie Mills. Want to remind everybody before I move on to some of the lessons here. Remember, on the 23rd, this is happening on Sunday, March 23rd, at the LIU in Brooklyn, downtown Brooklyn in LIU. Long Island University don't mean that this is in Long Island. This is in Brooklyn. Contact for ticket contact Brother Shabazz at 347-683-8121. All right. And don't forget, every Tuesday, we got Today's Consciousness in the Conscious Community. And also big up to Abundance Child, who will be the first woman on Today's Consciousness. And by right, she should be on as the first woman because she was the first woman of Stop Playing, the Stop Playing movement that we started. All right. So let's go to the lesson, because again, this was inspired by the great Felicia Rashad. Y'all know her from various movies, but definitely The Cosby Show was very major. This quote, and I Googled this, I did an online search for the quote, and it says, this quote speaks to the power of service, humility, and shared growth. It reflects the ideal that true greatness comes not from self-centered ambition. Ooh, let me say that again. True greatness don't come from self-centered ambition, but from lifting others up. Lord, lift us up where we belong, where the eagles fly, Let the Lord within you, your creative force within you, lift you up. Because it's not about the self-centered ambition, but from lifting others up. When you help others rise, you rise with them, spiritually and physically, according to online search. This is real talk. Can I get a number? Can I get a number 1 in the chat if this is real talk to you? If this is real talk, come on now. It's not about being self-centered and only making yourself great, because if you can't make a multitude of people around you great, if I can't help you to become greater just by listening to me on this apparatus, what we call YouTube or Instagram, then my job is I failed. I failed my job. But I get so many testimonies that I don't even post. I don't even care to post because I'm not that ego-driven, negative ego-driven to post a testimony. I let my work speak. I let my book speak. I let my words speak. And like I said, I tell people all the time, I'm not perfect at all. Far from it. But I forgive myself. I forgive my family. I forgive others for imperfection, like Dr. B taught us. In this realm, we're going to have our imperfections because we're all thriving to be perfect in the sight of the creative force, which this is an energy force. So when you make yourself great by making others greater, it's not about self-centered and self-serving, but it's about lifting others up. And when you help others rise, you rise with them. That crab in the barrel mentality is destructive. Spiritual perspective, service is sacred. Woo, that should be a t-shirt. Service is sacred. Spiritually helping others is a form of divine service. When you pour into others with love, wisdom, and support, you are channeling higher energy and fulfilling your soul's purpose. These elders on my shirt in the martial arts world gave me people like Tom Curry. This guy here is the great Hudlin brother. He is a martial artist. People like Anthony Muhammad, Soke Littlejohn, George Logan, Professor Bill, Sifu Mutaka Bear, and David James, Professor David James. These guys poured into us, whether physically on the mat or verbally through their videos or things that I used to watch. They poured into me to be better in my martial arts because they're great, but they're making other people in the martial arts world greater than them. That's why the lesson is so important. This lesson is so important. Helping others is a form of divine service. And when you pour into others, and that's what Dr. Powell did. Dr. Powell poured into all of these guys. Professor V poured into all these guys. Master Ronald Duncan poured into all these guys. Master McEady poured into all his students. My sister Zahalia, she pours into her students. Because when you pour into others with love, wisdom, and support, you are channeling higher energy and fulfilling your soul's purpose. If you bear witness to that, family, put the number 2 in the chat if you bear witness to that. And remember, please like, subscribe, and share this broadcast because somebody needs to hear it. Somebody needs to hear it. Please like, subscribe, and share this broadcast with at least some family members. Let your family get it. Share it with some family members, man. Family and friends only. Family and friends only. Share it with your family members. Tell them to like, subscribe, and subscribe to my channel. Thumb up this channel. Look, the word great in the dictionary, the basic meaning of an extent, amount, or intensity considerable above average. It's just what the word great means. Let's say considerably above average. And every one of us have the potential, depending on who is pouring into us, to be above average. Greater means large in size or importance or degree. So when someone pours into you and make not only themselves great, but making other greater than them, they are enlarging them. They're giving them a more importance and certain degrees. That's why in martial arts, they give you different degrees after you reach a certain level. You might have your first degree black belt, your second degree black belt, your third, all the way to 10th degree. Then you have 360 degrees. Then you have degrees 33 and 33 and a half, 33 degrees, 32 degrees. In Masonic order, there's degrees in getting larger and allowing yourself to be greater than even your teacher sometimes, because students are supposed to take it to the next level. You'll never be what they were at their time, but you can always take it to the next level. And I want to commend Sanetta. He was talking to Unc West, and he was talking about disrespecting the elders. Instead of disrespecting them, why not add on? Don't disrespect, because what the elders had of the past, they had it, and that's all they had. Right now, we got technology, we got everything, and some people out there have the nerve to disrespect elders when these people sacrificed their life to go into tombs like Sheikh Anta Diop. Sacrificed their life to travel in jungles and forests that they could have caught all kinds of diseases, like Ivan Van Sertima. And you have the nerve to disrespect them when you never stepped into a jungle or a forest or ever had to give up your life to go into these places, to go and sneak pictures of these carcasses to prove that they were melanated people, like a Sheikh Anta Diop. But they want to disrespect, and they've never been nowhere. They've been only on the keyboard. And you want to disrespect elders that have been there, traveled back and forth. That's why I was on Brother Rich's timeline yesterday on his chat saying, yo, no disrespecting of this elder. I don't care if you have disagreements about America being first or Africa being first or Kemet being first. We was all first. That's the problem, that these younger scholars, and I'm going to give them that, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt of being a scholar. They like to disrespect elders, and some of them only been on a keyboard, only know how to Google, only know how to buy a book. And when you buy people's book, you're reading their thoughts. You're not actually getting the information from the direct source itself. That's why this program that I produce every Tuesday since March 11th, Dr. Valentine was out first. That's why this is important. Today's consciousness in the conscious community. What happened and how can we change it and heal it? And I told Sanetta that I was going to do it. So I'm so happy that Sanetta brought it up to Unc West from the Amen Ra squad. I'm happy that he brought that up, because disrespecting the elder, you can disagree, but you don't have to call them out of their name and disrespect them and say they didn't know nothing. You can't say Renoka Rashidi's information made us great for us to even think about looking into Asia to find out there was darker melanated people in Asia, in the Asiatic community, in the European community, throughout all of Mexico, come on. I got the books by Renoka Rashidi. He covered the world. He went over to 100 and some odd countries to go and find the African presence or the melanated presence in you can't take that away from, because most of you ain't going over there, because we've been taught to be afraid to go into the jungles of Mexico or the forests of Honduras. Some of us would never go over there. We depend on keyboards and books and Google and Chat GPT, and never did the field research. Never did the field research and never will. But you can thank those elders. You can thank the great Runoko Rashidi, Ivan Van Sertima, Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, George GMJ, people that went there to bring it back to us. People that are now studying the indigenous. Now y'all can stay right here in America and study all the indigenous stuff you want. But you're not going to say that they all did not exist together. They had to be some form of existence on every part of this globe, and we all are a part of the diaspora of building pyramids or mounds or whatever. So we got to respect every one of them. You don't disrespect them. Don't disrespect no culture, because that's not making us great. And great, let me tell y'all something. The word great has two folds to it. And let me go to the board and let me show you that the word great has two folds just because of the numbers. And remember, I always tell y'all that numbers have their positive and their negative. Let me say that again. Numbers have their positive and their negative. So what I kept on finding with the word great, that's why the Honorable Minister Farrakhan could say that Hitler was an evil great man. He was a very evil great man. He was great at what he did for his people and all that. He was great, but again, great has a lot of sixes, has a lot of nines, and all the nines and sixes in this have their positive and their negative. The negative of number 6 is controlling, possessive. So you could be great and be overly controlling and possessive. The negative of the number 6 is compulsive or too emotional. So you could be great and be too emotional and too judgmental or too compulsive. In both systems, in the Chaldean and the Pythagorean, 6 shows up from the 15 to the 24, but it adds up to 6, and 6 on its negative can be fanaticism. So you can be great and be a fanatic. So yes, Hitler was great, but he was also a fanatic. He was also compulsive. He was also controlling. On the negative of the number 6, 6 don't just mean beauty and handsome and broad-minded and loving and all that. There's a negative to this, all that stuff. There's negative to all of this. And 9, don't let me talk about 9. Don't let me talk about 9, because 6 shows up as the vowels in the word great and also the expression of the word great. I could go into 24. There's so much I could talk about 24 and 15, but I wanted to show y'all the 6. As much as I could tell you that 6 is love, balance, truth, harmony, beauty, all of that, there is a negative side of the 6 that you don't want to see. People born on the 6, people born on the 24, people born on the 15. There's a negative side of them you don't want to see because they got it. If you watch the Bob Marley movie, Bob Marley is born on the 6th of February. When he started to beat up on his manager because he was stealing, there's a negative of the 6 you don't want to see. Bob Marley had it. There's a negative of the 6 you don't want to see. D.L. Hughley got it. He born on the 6th of March. There's a negative of the 6 you don't want to see. Especially when it comes to protecting their family also. And then because 9 is also connected to the word great, in the consonants of the word great, as up to the 9, remember the negative of the 9 is reckless. The negative of the 9 is explosive. The negative of the 9 is indiscreet. The negative of the 9 is exploiting. The negative of the 9 is greedy. So you can be great and be all of that negative. You better respect the words and their frequency and and these energies of these words and how to use them. That's why recognizing the divine digital codes as a guide, so you don't become the negative of the 6 or you don't become the negative of the 9 if you're thriving to be great. You got to find balance, harmony, truth, justice, reciprocity, forgiveness if you're going to be great also. That part. Everybody put the number 6 in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. Everybody put the number 6 in the chat if you understand. I'm not new to this, family. I keep on telling y'all. I'm not here just to read your birthday and your name. That's when you want the consultation, because those consultations are intimate to me. Because sometimes I'll break down your numbers and I start crying. Sometimes I'll break down your numbers before I even come on to do a session with you. I might start crying because I start feeling what the interpretation of the numbers is telling me, both positive and negative. So when you book a session with me, whether it's 10-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, or a 60-minute session, hey, I'm about this life. I'm just letting you know, I'm about this life. And yesterday I was in an 8 personal day cycle, and I felt all alone. That's how deep it was yesterday for me. I felt all alone because 8, if you study the number 8 is a number that can suffer from loneliness. That's why in my book, Numerovational for Mental Stability, 8 is one of the primary numbers for mental health in my book. Because when you're in an 8 personal day or 8 personal month or 8 personal year or 4 personal or 7 personal or 6 personal, I mean, not 6, or 5 personal or 3 personal, because there's 5 numbers from my studies that are connected to mental health, either the highest level of it or the lowest level of it. And that's the number 4, 7, 8, 5, and 3. The other numbers have their own health issues that they could attract also. But the primary numbers that I have noticed in my studying celebrities and families since 1989 till now, I've noticed those numbers kept on popping up. From the death of Robin Williams, it's in my book, from the death of Lowell Hawthorne, the founder of Golden Crust. I mean, it's in my book. I talk about it in that book, Numerovational for Mental Stability. So that it's a good book to have to study and research, and then doing your own research in your own family to find out where the mental health numbers may have popped up with your mom or your dad, and has it passed on from generation to generation. Because like Bruce Lipton would say, there's things called epigenetics. So in order for me to make myself great, and by making others greater, I have to teach this to y'all. I have to share this type of information with y'all so y'all can know that numerology is not the is all or be all. It's just something to get a bird's eye view, just to pay attention to. Just in case you see it in your children, just in case you see it in yourself, just in case you've seen it in your mama, just in case you've seen it in your daddy, just in case you've seen it in I seen it in my great-grandfather. He took his life. And although nobody knew my grandfather's birthday, my great-grandfather's birthday, when I broke down his name, it added up to the master number 22, which already told me it's emotional thing that he went through that made him take his own life. And then it added up to a number 4. 2 + 2 = 4. And 4 is the number of depression. And one of the lead numbers that I see popping up that leads to someone wanting to remove themselves from this realm is the number 4 and the number 7. Every time. But all 5 of those numbers shows up. All 5 of them. My great-grandfather did that years ago. Don't worry about that. Thank you. My great-grandfather did that years ago. I talked about this numerous times. It's in my book. I've been writing it. I wrote it in my book. So it's all right. He's still around. He's still around. He went to Miss Blue and told him, yo, he decided to do that on his own. If that's what he decided to do, hey, man, Man, I almost did it, so I understand. I understand. So going back to the lesson, let's get back to the lesson because my job here is make yourself great by making others greater. And again, family, don't be afraid to spread love via Super Chat, PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, or I got my Cash App up now. I got my new Cash App. Everything is pinned to the top. The new Cash App is a family Cash App, and it's called Inspired, $ Inspired by Team. This is my, I do this from my heart. Like Chronic says, I do this for the love. I don't do this for the likes, but reciprocation is also a beautiful thing. Reciprocation is a beautiful thing. I like reciprocation. You know what I'm saying? And again, if you can't reciprocate that way, you could always buy a book, buy a book, buy an ebook, or buy a regular book on Amazon. If you want the ebooks, I do have the ebooks. Let y'all know I do have my ebooks. I do have my ebooks if you want the ebooks. If you want the ebooks, all you have to do is text me and let me know which one you want, and I will send you the payment information. Those are in ebook right now. Those 3 books right now are in ebook. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and Numerovation for mental stability. The book that I just showed you, all on ebook right now. So if you can't afford the $36 for the signed copy, or you can't afford the Amazon copy, and you just want the ebook, I got you, because I want you to learn. I want y'all to understand that mental health, depression is a scourge in our community. And yesterday I was a little depressed, but I caught myself by playing music, because when you know these energies around you, and I didn't even look at the day. I didn't even look at, and then I always consult the numbers when I'm feeling a certain way. And then I realized that I was in an 8 personal day cycle. I was in an 8 personal day, one of the mental health numbers. And I said, oh, okay, now I know how to reverse this. Let me do this. Went outside. It was a little cold outside. Started playing one of my favorite videos, movies and all that, doing a little workout, exercise and stretch. I started building up my energy. Because I go through it too. I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't go through the madness. I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't go through the madness. I'm not going to sit here that I don't go through some form of depression. But I don't think about removing myself from this realm anymore. That 3rd and last time was the last time, because now I realize that I have a mission. And once you know your mission, oh, it's a beautiful thing once you know your mission. That makes yourself great and allow you to help others to become greater. And that's why today was so important for me to do. That picture right there that you see of me with a towel over my head was taken in Arizona when I almost died in bed. I remember because I believe I drank something that was poisonous. I got some type of food poisoning that day. But it was really from the coconut water steeped in that aluminum box drink. And it was just on the counter in the sun. And I picked it up and I just drank it. And all of a sudden that night, when I drank it that night, all of a sudden I'm choking and spitting and hiccuping and all kinds of stuff. And then I took a spiritual bath that night. And thanks to Brother Jerry Miller and his wife, Sandra Frazier, they gave me a spiritual bath to carry with me, because I had just had them in New York recently. And I was traveling to Phoenix by bus. I went to Phoenix by bus. I went to California. I went all over the place by bus, by Greyhound. And this day, why I have this, and that, if you notice, that's also on my book, because this book came out of my near-death experience. It's also on that book. That's the full cover. It came from my near-death experience in a hotel. Can you imagine? They would have seen me. Somebody would have found me in a hotel, and people would have thought all kinds of things until they did the autopsy and find out that more than likely I was poisoned. And ptomaine poison happens. These type of poisons could show up from aluminum poison and all that kind of stuff. So we got to be very careful what we drink and what we intake our system. Got to be very mindful. It's real talk. I'm about this real talk, man. I got no problem. I'm not afraid to tell my story. And none of you out there should be afraid to tell your story. Big up to Nettie. Big up to Let Love Reign. Big up to Cosmic Care Collection. Big up to my beautiful Dr. Shakira Moore. Checks on me every now and then to make sure I'm all right. Make sure y'all support her at Holistica Healer. I don't have her flyers up right now because I'm revamping everything. I'm taking off a lot of commercials for the new year. Since we're in the new year, I took off everybody. Left mine on. The only ones I left up is probably the new ones that I remixed. But I took off everything else, and I'm just focusing. I gotta focus. I remix my son's flyer. I remix my other son's flyer. I remix Zahelia's flyer, of course. Adara Moselle's flyer. I remix. I'm waiting for them to do their own remix, and then they can present it to me. I told Millicent to go remix her flyer. She got to remix her stuff. Don't want nothing up here no more. I got some new stuff. I got to put some new stuff. Anybody that do want to advertise with me, if you do want to advertise on my show, I got a great deal for the month of April going into May. All you have to do is text me at 347-496-1022. That's 347-496. If you got a good product, book, or whatever, advertise with your brother. I will shout it out all the time on every channel. And y'all know I come up almost every day. My spirit said to come up since last year. I've been coming up. And I've been coming up. All right? My spirit been moving me to just expand and grow because I'm in my 3 personal year cycle. And the 3 personal year cycle is about expansion and growth. Expansion and growth. Expansion and growth. Linda, thank you very much for your PayPal, Linda. Thank you very much, Linda, for sharing that PayPal love. 10-10 wins, baby. If y'all know that radio show in New York, 10-10 wins. Thank you very much for spreading that PayPal love, Linda. Got to acknowledge the people that are spreading love. If you're doing Cash App, I don't see the Cash App. My son gets the Cash App. But if you're sending Cash App, thank you very much. My son he's a single dad doing his thing. My son is getting the Cash App right now. And then he'll let me know what's the deal at the end of the week. So today or tomorrow, he'll let me know. But getting back to the lesson, family. Again, the lesson here is make yourself great by making others greater. The word, so important. Look at the word greater. This caught me off guard. The word greater has master number 11 twice, 3 times, 4 times. And y'all know I like to call those master numbers portals. 22 is there. 11 is there. 11 is there. 11 is there. 11 is there. So in order for a person to become greater, there's a portal that they have to go through. There's things that you have to go through because remember, with great power comes great responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. So I tell people, don't admire the master numbers if you're not ready to hold them and work with them. If you're not ready for their negative as well as their positive, I don't admire master numbers like that. I respect them, but I don't admire 44 and 11 and 22, all of that, because with great power comes great responsibility. And when you have powerful frequencies around you like this, ask Blue Pill, he'll tell you, when you have 44 around you, when you have those symbols around you, whether it's through name or your birthday or whatever, it comes with great responsibility. That's why people in history born under the number 11 or 22 went through some great stuff, but it could also be some dangerous stuff. Michael Jackson had master numbers around him. Him born on the 29th equals the 11th. Sam Cooke born on the 22nd. Beanie Man born on the 22nd. Shaggy born on the 22nd. Elephant Man, the reggae artist, born on the 22nd. Terrence Howard born on the 11th. Taraji, born on the 11th. When you have these master numbers, Mary J. Blige, born on January 11th. When you have these master numbers, it comes with great power, yes. But it has great responsibility. And believe me, it comes with deception. That's why every time Mary J went through something, she always produced her greatest albums when she going through relationship issues and problems with her husband robbing her and all kinds of stuff. All of that can happen. Usain Bolt has a master number frequency. He's born 821. When you add 8 plus the 21, that's 29. That equals 11. So is Umar Johnson, born 821. Wait, that 8 plus that 21 equals 29, which is 11. With great power comes great responsibility. So I don't admire master numbers at all. I respect their power. You got to respect them. That's like the sun. You got to respect the sun. You know, in certain parts of Africa, when the sun is at its zenith, they don't work for at least 2 hours, 2-3 hours until the sun start get out there because it's too damn hot. And that's what master numbers can be. Too damn hot if you don't understand it. Too damn hot. So let's get back into the lesson, family. Try to tell y'all I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. So, going back to the lesson, let's finish it off. Law of reciprocity. Interesting enough, with all those sixes around the word great, that's the number of reciprocation. What you give out returns multiplied. This is a universal spiritual law. What you give out returns multiplied. Making others greater creates a ripple effect of positive karma, energy, and spiritual reward. Let me say that again for the people in back of the universe. Making others great or greater than you, or pushing them towards being greater. I tell my children all the time, you're supposed to be doing greater things than me in whatever field you are. Making others greater creates a ripple effect of positive karma, energy, and spiritual reward. It's real talk. Ego versus enlightenment. Now you got negative ego and you got positive ego. True greatness isn't rooted in ego, but in humility and contribution. And what I mean by ego, because ego is necessary. I'm talking about negative ego. So y'all can be clear, negative ego. We put it in there right now. So y'all can be clear. Because ego has its positive and ego has its negative. Enlightening souls understand that elevating others bring you closer to unity, compassion, and divine fulfillment. When you enlighten a soul to do better, to be greater, that elevates others, it brings you closer to unity, compassion, and divine fulfillment. Helping others grow is helping the divine within them and within you. That is powerful, family. When you're helping others to grow, it's helping the God force in you as well as in them. Don't stop helping people. And even if you know that person isn't reciprocal, it will come another way. All my blessings come not just through my books. It comes through the payment through YouTube. It comes through my services. It comes through all different means, multiple streams of means. So helping others, what I do just on this platform, what you do on your platform. Dr. Shakira, she loves to help people through the iridology, the iridology. Color Curiosity want to help you through colors. Adara Moselle wants to help you through just understanding energy. So helping others grow is helping the divine within them and within you. If you understand that, please put the number 3 in the chat if you understand that. Put the number 3 in the chat if you understand what I just said. This is not a game, fam. It's not a game. Because we know that the universe is interdependent. We know there's no such thing as a self-made man or self-made woman or self-made anything. No such thing, especially when it comes to human rise and growth. Physical perspective. Strong communities build strong individuals. When you invest in others through guiding, teaching, or supporting, you create a healthier, more empowered environment. And this is what my program is all about. This is why it's called the Ministry of Numerovation. These are my segments. I invented that word to help people because numerovation only means using numbers to motivate you in an innovative way. That is my God-given gift. And yes, I might not focus on, Lloyd focus on birthday and ask you to throw up your birthday, but I can't keep on doing that because he got a whole bunch of people doing the same thing. I'm born connected to that number one frequency. I don't go where the path is laid. I go somewhere else and lead another trail. I don't go where the path is, but following other people's path. I go and lead another trail. I go and start another path. That's what number one frequencies do. We start another path, just like Rick James did in his time, and then Prince did in his time. Michael Jackson did it for his time. James Brown did it for his time. Aretha Franklin did it for her time. All those people have a bunch of ones in their chart. All of them have ones in their chart. They may not be born under one, but they have a whole lot of ones in their chart. Only one I said that's born under one is Rick James. Rick James born February the 1st. He born the same day I was born. The pioneering spirit. Like Holly Hemmett just mentioned. You got to be a pioneer. So when you invest in others through guiding, teaching, and supporting, you create a healthier, more empowered environment. Your success is sustained by the strength of those around you. There's another t-shirt. Your success is sustained by the strength of those around you. How many of you have strong people around you? How many of you have strong people around you? Put the number 4 in the chat. How many of you have recognized that you have strong people around you? If you got strong people around you, put the number 4 in the chat, because 4 is the number of building, strengthening by building the core and going into the core, the ground, and laying the groundwork. Come on now. Do you have strong people around you? Big up to Randall. He said he has strong people around him. Remember, your strength, your success is sustained by strength of those around you. So if you have a weaker link, that's going to be a problem. And if you notice that there's a weak link, then you got to fortify that weak link. Again, if you notice there's a weak link, then you got to fortify that weak link. Raheru said, everyone around me a sheep. Hey, well, you need to make some lamb soup. And you need to make some sheep hors d'oeuvres. Because you got to learn how to turn lime into limeade, or lemons into lemonade. Or you got to learn to turn a chicken head into chicken soup, like Black Dot used to say in his rap song. Learn to turn a chicken head into chicken soup. Because if a chicken head, that's the derogatory word that they call women on the street that just doing too much and acting crazy. But a chicken head has the potential to be a wife. Just like when they used to say you can't turn a whore into a housewife. That's not the truth. You can turn a whore into a housewife, just like you could turn a chicken head into chicken soup. Big up to Black Dot. Black Dot said that. I'm not going to claim that. That's Black Dot. That's my brother. Chicken head is a chicken soup. He has a whole rap song about that back in the day. So everybody have their demons and everybody have their gods. Or if you look at the word God, everybody has their God and everybody has their dog. Everybody has their dog and everybody has their God. The duality is there in the word. Doggone, God, dog, God. They got it. Man, it's powerful. Somebody said, look at Little Kim. And I met Little Kim. Little Kim was such a beautiful sister. I met Little Kim years ago before she did any of that surgery stuff. I met Little Kim. Very beautiful sister. Number 2, legacy and impact. Going back to the lessons. Legacy and impact. Greatness is not just in what you achieve, but what you pass on. You know, I thought about this yesterday when I was in my funk. And when I realized that I was in one of my mental health frequencies, that I had to bring it back to balance, then I had to realize, you know, I don't know if my children are going to take these lessons, these things on. I don't know if my children are going to continue to print my book. But greatness is not just in what you achieve, but what you pass on. I'm passing on my materials to my babies, to my grandbabies, that maybe one of them will take the numerovational system and go. Because one thing, like Lloyd taught me years ago, these universal principles will never go out of style. Never go out of style. They're universal. So greatness is not what? It's not just in what I or you achieve, but what you pass on from generation to generation. Legacy and impact. Physically, your influence expands when others succeed because of your efforts. This is my effort. That's why I come up here. And it may not be 1,000 people like Brother Rich's channel. It may not be 100,000 people like on Tasha K, because I deal with quality people, and only people that listen to me are for King Simon Presents only quality people. You are the qualified one. You are the quality ones. Not to say that Tasha K and Brother Rich don't have quality people on their channel, but you got to sift them out because you don't know if they're bots and all that. There's too much going on. That's why we need moderators and all that kind of stuff when you have a channel that's that big. And I don't know if my children are going to take this on. I know they're studying. I know they're listening. I know they learn. And whether they do it after I'm gone or not, this is going to carry on through people like you who listening. And I want you to be of service. I want you to help people. Help people helps people. Help people. So what I'm doing here, I'm trying to create a bunch of numerovators. I'm not the only numerovator. There's a whole bunch of y'all that are possible numerovators out there. Just like Lloyd created a whole bunch of astronumerologists. And I flipped the script for myself. Greatness is not in what you achieve, but what you pass on. Physically, your influence expands when others succeed because of your efforts. And this is my effort. Whether my children get it or not, I got 9 children. Whether my 15 grandchildren and more to come get it or not, this is for the world. I'm like Dr. Spock. The needs of the many outweighs the need of the one, period. I'm going to have to break down that saying right there. I'm going to have to break down that. The needs of the many outweighs the needs of the one. Dr. Spock said that on Star Trek. I'm a Trekkie, y'all. I'm an old Trekkie. I'm from that old school Trekkie. Leaders, healers, and visionaries become great through the lives they transform. Family, and I want y'all to be honest. I want y'all to be honest with me right now. Have any of you been transformed by my lessons on YouTube? Please put the letter T in the chat. If any of you have been transformed by the lessons that I put on YouTube, please put the letter T in the chat. I want y'all to be honest. Don't do it just because I'm on. I don't give a F about that. Have any of you been transformed by the stuff that I say on my YouTube channel or any channel that I'm interviewed on? I'm seeing the T's. Let me show the T's. Let me show the T's. Let me show the T's. I see, okay, big up to Qigong. Dominique is in the building. Let me show the T's. Let me show the T's. TTT. Thank you very much for the TTT. Wendell, show the T's. Like I said, I don't have a big channel. But my job is to be a solution, not a problem. I'm not going to bring arguments, even on the Tuesday night shows. I'm not going to bring drama. I want to bring understanding. I want to heal consciousness. I don't want to hurt it no more. That's why conscientious conscious community is the new thing that I'm going to promote. I'm going to make the t-shirt. Conscientious means doing what's right in the conscious community. Because like I always tell people, a rat is conscious. A dog is conscious. A spider is conscious. A bee has its own consciousness. An ant has its own consciousness. I'm not here to play games, man. I played all my games in the clubs. I played all my games on the streets of New York. I played all my games when I was going through my womanizing way and all that kind of stuff. When you're trying to manipulate people, I played the games already. Not now. I can't do it now. My spirit won't allow me to, and my spirit won't allow you to try to play games with me. That's why big up to Narubi Sila. Both of us was talking. She's in her 50. She's turning 50 this year. And she was saying, man, there's no real men out there, King Simon. I said, she said the real men are staying to themselves because we don't know who to trust. The real women are staying to themselves because they don't know who to trust. That's real talk. When Narubi said that to me, I was like, oh, damn. She ain't got no time to raise no man. But in actuality, anytime you unite with a woman, y'all supposed to raise each other. Y'all supposed to support each other. So it's not about becoming his mother. It's not about becoming his mother or becoming her father. It's about raising each other to further your existence on this realm, to be your best self. Leaders, healers, and visionaries become great through the lives they transform. So maybe the people that are inside need to link up with the other. Maybe the men that keeps themselves to themselves maybe need to link up with the women that keeps themselves to themselves. And maybe they can manifest. I guess that's what 2020, that's what the pandemic was all about, because there was a lot of people that got married and got kept to themselves, but yet found love. They found love on the internet, found love on these different platforms. So maybe you women that keeps to yourself and men that keeps to yourself, maybe y'all need to create some type of dating app. You call it Men and Women Who Keep to Themselves app. Because they don't know who to trust app. Maybe y'all need to create that type of app. I'm giving y'all ideas. Dominique says sad but true. Yeah, man. That's why I stay to myself since I've been in Georgia. I'm not frequent out there, no parties and no clubs and no bars. I ain't doing all of that. When others grow, let's continue with the lesson. Share energy, shared growth. Shared energy, shared growth. When others grow, motivation, innovation, and positivity spreads, improving your own mindset and energy. When others grow, motivation, innovation, and positivity spread, improving your own mindset and energy. That's powerful. Supportive environments reduce stress and increase productivity, benefiting you as well. So we got to always have support. Excuse me. Gotta have support. Only supportive environment. That's why my program is King Simon Presents Only Quality People. Because we need quality. We need people with quality. And when you have people with quality, they will boost all of our energy up and help us to be better people in this realm. Be solution orientated, not always bringing the problem. Unified collective perspective. Rise by lifting. Lord, lift us up where we belong, where the eagle fly. Rise by lifting. Rise by lifting. That's the only way you could rise, by lifting others up. We got to get out of the crab in the barrel mentality. Just because Dominique is a Qigong teacher don't mean she can't support or work with another Qigong teacher. Just because DJ Randall is a DJ in a club don't mean he can't work with other DJs in a club. Just because I'm a numerologist just don't mean that I can't work with another numerologist and do a class from our perspective. Unified collective perspective. Rise by lifting. Spiritually, you elevate your soul by being a source of light for others. Spiritually, you elevate your soul by being a source of light for others. If you find it difficult to be amongst people or be in a crowd, then do the work online, because this is the age misnomered Aquarius, which deals with technology and expressing yourself online so the world can see you. Share yourself, share your gift. If you can't go out there and be amongst people anymore, then go ahead and share your gift, but just don't leave this planet. Don't leave this world without sharing and giving and allowing your unique gift to help others. Physically, you build success and well-being through collaboration and empowerment. I like doing online classes. I've done online classes with Dr. Shakira. I've done online classes with Lloyd. I've done online or classes with Jackie Levine when we did a whole retreat and then we had to do it online for people. I love doing online classes to reach more people that way sometimes. And you can also do an online class while you're doing a live class right there at the workshop or the seminar. It can be done both ways. I know that's what I'm going to do. I know Dominique says she wants to do a class or seminar or workshop with me. Hey, we could do a workshop. Cool. We could do one at Tassili's spot downtown or whatever, or at Destiny's spot, or we could do it in Stone Mountain over there at my friend's venue and do a nice little workshop. But sometimes I want other people to do it with. I want 4 or 5 of us doing it and have a whole day of it. So physically, you build success and well-being through collaboration and empowerment. True greatness is measured by how many others you help shine. So my job is to help you shine, family. I hope what I do as a Numerovator using these divine digital codes will help you to shine light onto your numbers so you can keep on growing and using those energies of your numbers to be better, because the interpretations connected to those energies can help you be better. My final thoughts, family. Here's my final thoughts. We're almost finished. My final thoughts. We're almost finished. Greatness is not achieved alone. It is grown through service, love, and shared elevation. When you choose to make others greater, you align with divine purpose and build a legacy of light. Light. A legacy of light. Remember, lift others and you will rise. But I want to say something about light. And it's something, because this whole presentation was inspired by Felicia Rashad on The Breakfast Club. She said something about light. I don't know if y'all heard it. She said something about light. And she said this. I wrote it down. She said, light is not heavy. Carry and share light. She said, and that's why Dr. B always say, travel light, travel in the light. But Felicia Rashad said, light is not heavy. Light It's not heavy. So we got to learn to carry and share light with other people. Oh, make sure y'all watch that Breakfast Club interview with Felicia Rashad. It was just aired yesterday. Powerful, powerful, powerful. Again, lift others and you will rise. I want to thanks for your time and greatness from King Simon Presents. Remember to follow us on social media, IG at iam.kingsimon, Facebook at King Simon Productions, Twitter X at King Simon Prod, TikTok at King Simon _ the Numerovator, or you could also go to all my links on Linktree / King Simon the Numerovator. That's Linktree / King Simon the Numerovator. Family, I hope y'all enjoyed what I shared with y'all today. I hope this message get to who it was supposed to get to. These energies on the board that's connected to them are not easy, especially with the word greater, especially when you have all these 11s and 22s around it. It's not easy to carry master numbers. And I broke down what great means in all aspects, and the 9 and the 6 and all that, and what it means from its positive, and there's a negative to great. There's a positive and negative to be greater. There's a positive and negative for greatness. There's a positive and negative, all of it. It depends on how you handle its energy when it's presented to you to be great in some way. So family, on that note, I want to say this. Make yourself great by making others greater. This was inspired by someone who said that on The Breakfast Club, and that was Felicia Rashad, the great actress. She said it with so much poise and so much power and so elegantly, and she didn't even have to yell it and scream it out. She said it with so much beauty, because women, your beauty is powerful. Your femininity is powerful. And if you watch Felicia Rashad present herself on The Breakfast Club, which is called the most dangerous show on air, she tamed Charlemagne. She tamed Lauren LaRosa. She tamed Jess Hilarious. Envy wasn't there, so. But she would have tamed him also. She tamed him like a lioness tames her cubs. And she trained them and showed them what love is all about from an elder's perspective. Felicia Rashad. Enough love to her, man. Love her. I love her. Her Gemini self. She born June 19th. And she is worth watching and admiring and respect. And I watched Jonathan Majors' interview on The Breakfast Club, and that was a very good interview also. Jonathan has really changed. Very much changed. So big up to him and his newly wife. Both of them in the same frequency cycle. If you break down their birthdays, you'll see that although he's born September the 7th and she's born August the 8th, they are in a 6 personal feeling the 7 personal year cycle for both of them, because they got married, and 6 is usually the number of married, either the loss or gain of relationship. And because their birthday hasn't come up yet, they're still feeling the effects of it, and they got married in their 6 personal birthday to birthday cycle, both of them. Because again, powerful that I was able to see that. And if you look at both of their birthdays, you'll see it. You'll see it. But make sure you add both of their birthdays to 2024, because they're still resonating with that energy. And now both of them are going into a 7 personal year as their birthday comes closer and closer and closer. But they're feeling the effects of both energies right now. So 6, that union was necessary. And that 7, that spirituality is also necessary, because Megan Good is a very spiritual person. And she's bringing out spirituality even more out of Jonathan Majors. Beautiful couple. Beautiful energy. Both of them have the same alignment number. So they are aligned with each other. And that's going to be mark my words. If they maintain a certain discipline and balance between that 7 and that 8 energy, if they maintain that 15, which is creative, adaptable love, 8 plus 7, Megan born on the 8th, Jonathan born on the 7th, equals 15. If they maintain that creative, adaptable love, you're going to see them together for a long time. Mark my words. If they maintain that, if they go against that and it becomes hard-headed and argumentative and all that, that's where the problem's going to lie. But I'm looking at it from a positive, productive, just doing it with their personality numbers. Megan Good and Jonathan Majors. Congratulations to y'all. If y'all ever watch me, I'll see if I can make sure this clip shows up. I've been producing clips like crazy lately. Thanks to StreamYard. StreamYard, support y'all. Thank y'all very much for allowing me to clip it up. Family, just want to remind y'all on Sunday, March 23rd, if you're in New York, Brooklyn, New York. If you're in Brooklyn, New York, make sure y'all support Brother Shabazz's event after 14 years, bringing this monumental event together. And thanks for everybody that's donating through Cash App, Super Chat, PayPal, Venmo, all of that. Thank you, Zelle. Also, I got a new Cash App, like I said, Inspired by Team. That's $ Inspired by Team. That is between me and my son, family. It's a family Cash App. So big up to my son for giving it to me, or allowing me to use it. Let me not say that. He didn't give it to me, allow me to use it. And also on the 25th, that afternoon, that early evening, the Marcus Garvey Symposium is happening. Make sure you scan that QR code and go and see the presentation from my brother, Samuel Lee Fudge. And that evening, big up to Abundance Child. She'll be on the show, Today's Consciousness in the Conscious Community. She'll be a featured speaker. Also, she got a new radio program that's coming up on WJVSradio.com. Make sure y'all support her. And if you're going to be in Florida on August the 2nd or the 3rd, come on out to the 3rd annual Forbidden Knowledge Awards. I think they're only going to do 4 awards. So the 4th one will probably be the last one. I don't think he's going to do it every year, but 4th one. Award shows are very hard. I've worked with award shows throughout my years, and it's very hard to produce. It's interesting, but I support them 100%. So make sure y'all support the award show. And make sure y'all vote. Phil Valentine has been nominated alongside Sanguru, Michael Beckwith, and also Sarah Breckman. Breckman. Make sure you vote for your favorite. Brother Rich has been nominated. 19 Keys has been nominated. So many people have been nominated. Go and check it out. Kendrick Lamar has been nominated. Aaron Lyons has been nominated. Go and text this number right now, 888-609-3975. That's 888-609-3975. Text that number if you want to vote for anyone, because they're going to give you a whole list of people once you text them. And then you'll see who you want to vote for. And of course, don't forget my Numerovational and Spiritual Lessons for Life ebook is out. And all my other ebooks are out right now. You can get those by texting me, 347-496-1022. Make sure you text me at 347-496-1022 if you want any of the ebooks. If you want to just go and order one of the books right now from me, you can actually order a signed copy from me. I have 14 books left. I haven't been pushing them lately, but it is what it is. Only for those in the United States who want the books. If you're outside of the United States, please use Amazon. And remember, all my books are available on Amazon also. All my books are available. Big up to Adara Moselle. Go to adaramoselle.com if you want to move negative energy from you, or at least help you to move negative energy. Big up to Professor Zahalia. Hit her up for serious inquiries only, for spiritual understanding of martial arts, or the martial sciences, and also the physical understanding from it. Big up to my son, of course, JB Services in the metro Atlanta area, surrounding areas. Make sure you support him. And he does handyman work for your houses inside. You want to put up a TV, put up a bed. He uses TaskRabbit also, but you can also contact him directly and tell him that I sent you. Big up to my other son with his own recording studio to help you with your podcast, your recordings, your event productions, artist development, whatever you need. My sons can help you. All right, it can help you. That can help you. My other son is coming out with a Airbnb, how to put together an Airbnb in your city. My son Shia that gave us the the Cash App. He's going to be putting together. He's going to show you how to do it. He had 5 to 6 successful Airbnbs in Georgia, but he had to let a lot of them go. But he does have the wherewithal to give you the information on how to do it in your own city and what to look out for, what rules you have to look out, the laws and all that, just in case. I know New York has its own, every state has its own laws when it comes to Airbnb. So if you have an extra room that you feel you can rent, or a basement space with 2 exits that you want to rent out, he's going to be breaking that down in his ebook soon. I'll let y'all know when it comes out. That's my son, Shia Allah. Big up to him, or Shia Enoch. Big up to him. And if you do want to book a session with me, I do 10-minute, 15-minute, 30 minutes, and 60 minutes. In the month of April, I will be allowing you to talk to me directly during the 10-minute and the 15-minute. But you'll only have 10 or 15 minutes during the month of April only. But the 30-minute and the 60 minutes are full conversations, questions asked, talking, conversing about how to make your numbers work for you. All right. And look out for this book coming out. Look out for this book. And remember what Dr. B has taught us. I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection, and I am thankful for my life. And remember what Dr. Blair has taught us. Please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now. Thank you very much again, family, for allowing me to share space with you online, to share space with you in your mind, to share space with you in your heart. Because when the heart and mind come together, there's nothing that you cannot do. Believe that. All right? Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Remember, I love you because I love me. Take care. Be safe. Be great.
Eye Opener Productions presents Magical Kemet Revisited, Sunday, March 23rd, 2025, from 1:30 p.m. till 7 p.m. In honor of our previous Magical Kemet event 14 years ago, we once again bring you Master Teacher M. Fundishi, J. Hootie Mess, and Professor Kaba Kamene.
In ancient Kemet, they had showed that that's not a star there. I know it's a nebula. And a nebula gives birth to stars. And so Sirius A comes from that nebula. And then the ancient Kemet U said, we also come from that nebula. That birthed our star. So this gets really deep. So we're going to, I'm telling people, bring some boots, because it's going to get real deep. We're going in real deep.
In calling, so you are now going to understand that it is time now to move back and get back onto the path of Ma'at. And on the path of Ma'at is where you are on your road to your destiny and what you were called for. And the longer that you go on this road, as you become an elder and you get more mature and you're moving through, your journey becomes clearer.
Make sure you get your tickets in advance for $30. Tickets will be sold at the door for $40. For tickets, scan this code or go to magicalkemet.eventbrite.com. We will be at the Long Island University, Brooklyn campus, Health Science Building. Enter at the gate on Flatbush Extension between DeKalb and Willoughby.
Today's consciousness, today's consciousness, today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it? From the pristine position that we held in today's consciousness, here's a new show just for you every Tuesday called Today's Consciousness. Be there and enjoy all the great special guest stars that will be passing through on a new show called Today's Consciousness. Today's Consciousness. Today's Consciousness. Are you ready to address all the things that are going on? And how can we heal today's consciousness? Today's consciousness. Today's consciousness. Right here on KSP TV. Today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it?
Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovator. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.
So remember, our job as studiers of these metaphysical, esoteric knowledge is to help enhance people to be better. I, as a numerator, using the numbers, or quote-unquote numerals, and motivation to get people to understand why they need to activate their numbers to be their very best self and maximize it. Because the numerals hold a frequency. And if you're willing to turn up that frequency, then that frequency can help to guide you and navigate you to a higher height that will allow you to spiral to be your best self. We must remember that.